Sir, start.
Okay. Dear students, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Okay, I hope you're fine and enjoying your life and taking all precautions against this coronavirus. Okay, so today's topic is active and passive. This is very interesting topic. And today, in this session, we'll cover basic aspect of active and passive voice. And tomorrow and in coming days, we'll cover advanced part of it. Okay. So if I ask a question, active and passive voice, have you ever speculated why they are named as active and passive? There is a reason. Whatever is named, there is a reason behind it. Okay, let us
Sir?
find. Yes.
एक्टिव हम जब डायरेक्टली स्पीक करते हैं तब यूज करते हैं और इनडायरेक्टली के लिए पैसिव यूज करते हैं.
तो फिर हमें इसको डायरेक्ट इनडायरेक्ट टेंस कहना चाहिए था, वॉइस कहना चाहिए था ना. आपने कहा जब डायरेक्ट बोलते हैं तो इसका नाम
सर जब
हाँ.
हम डायरेक्टली ऑब्जेक्ट से कहते हैं और
Okay, I got your sense. Okay, at least you are getting it, though you are using not proper words. Okay, let us explore. Active and passive voice. In the sentence of active voice, the subject performs the action, where in passive voice, the subject receives the action. This is the major difference. In active voice, the subject performs the action, whereas in passive voice, subject receives or gets the action. Clearly meaning that active, when we say this is active, the sentence is an active voice. It means subject is active. It is subject who is active, who is performing action. And in passive voice, either subject is not important or he is passive. When a conversation is going on, subject is not important or either it is understood. We call it passive voice. Okay. So again, these are the examples. Shin-chan scattered the cookies on the floor. My God, what do we can expect from Shin-chan? He always do this. He always does this kind of mischief at home. Shin-chan scattered the cookies on the floor. Here, subject is important. Shin-chan is important, and his action. He is performing the action. Jian will sing a song. My God, what will happen if he sing a song? Okay, passive voice. The cookies scattered. Sorry, it should be placed there. The cookies were scattered on the floor by Shin-chan. Word should be placed before scattered. And a song will be sung by Jian. Okay. Let us understand more deeply. Active and passive voice. Here in active voice means a verb in the active voice when its form shows the subject does something. And it is very clear, as I told you, what subject does, and the focus is on the action always. Active voice, Chota Bheem eats laddus. And passive of it would be laddus are eaten by Bheem. So here, whenever we find uh, object is important, action is important, not the doer of action, we use passive voice. Generally, this kind of sentence appear in newspaper, like uh, 20 people were killed on border. Okay, so here it is very clear. The people were killed either by the terrorists or the country or the soldiers of other country. This is very clear. So, but one thing more, not use active passive as much as possible. In our writing, either you write email, letter, business letter, application, You should avoid using passive voice. It is not considered good English these days. Passive writing is not considered good. You try to you try to write in active voice. The more you use the active voice, you appear humble and polite and direct also. So let's move forward. This is the sentence structure of active and passive, how active becomes passive. Look at this example. The cat drinks milk. Cat here is subject, main verb, and object. This is very basic. You must have gone through all this in your schools. Okay, so milk is drunk by the cat. It's very clear in passive voice. Object generally placed before. Then comes the helping verb. Then third form of the verb. Always in passive voice, we always use third form of the verb, and followed by, which is a preposition, and the doer of the action or subject comes later on, which become object. Object becomes a subject, and subject becomes an object. This is very basic. I hope you already know it. Okay, change the tense in passive voice. Perhaps it will give you a basic idea. Uh, After this session, we'll do some exercises related to active and passive, which is very difficult and mostly come in competitive examination. Okay, so this is the way we must be aware of the tense when we want to change active into passive and passive to active. We have to you know aware of what tense the subject belongs to. For example, whenever we find a sentence in simple present, as we all know, uh, in simple present we use first form of the verb. An example is he helps me. When we want to change it into passive, it will always take is mr as a helping verb followed by third form of the verb. I am helped by him. Likewise, in present continuous, we use is mr and first form of the verb and ing form. So father is reading a newspaper. Likewise, so helping verb is already available in active. The same helping verb will be used here, but one more word being is will be added before third form of the verb. The newspaper is being read by father. And present perfect has and have the third form, and he has called you. It will become you have been called by him. Has have will be followed by be, and thereafter we'll use third form of the verb, and preposition by will come in almost all the sentences. Okay, and we also should remember in all continuous tense, passive will definitely use being. Okay, and present perfect continuous, there is no passive possible in present perfect continuous. Now let's come to past tense. Okay, before you want to change one active sentence into passive, or you are looking for any error, make sure you are aware of the tense. Now let's talk about past tense. Past, simple past. I think this is typing error. Instead of past present, just imagine past simple. So that very obvious we use second form the verb. They painted a ship. It will become the ship was painted by them. Here in both simple tenses, likewise in simple present, there is no helping verb in active. So we have to create one helping verb for making passive like is mr. Likewise, in active voice there is no helping verb. They painted a ship. So we have to use this was verb. In present we use is mr, and in past we use was verb and third form of the verb. The ship was painted by them. Now come to past continuous. Very obvious. We use was, were, and verb plus ing form of the verb. Mohan was flying a kite. Was, were, being, and verb third form. A kite was being flown by Mohan. Past perfect. The police had caught a thief. The thief had been caught by the police. The same sentence can be in the same sentence we can avoid by the police also. In passive, like if had we written like this, the thief had been caught. So it is very clear the thief, most of the chances, thief was caught by the police. So this kind of sentence when the object is understood, we don't sometimes we don't write it. Okay. Again, past perfect continuous, no passive is past. Active passive of future tense. Future simple. Future simple, we all know we use models like will, shall. She will ask a question. So it will become, a question will be asked by her. Likewise, future continuous, there is no passive possible. In future perfect, will have a third form, they will have arrived at the station. The station will have, excuse me, I think there's some mistake here. Okay, can you correct the sentence? They will have arrived at the station. Dear students, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you correct the sentence? Yes, they will have arrived at the station. Can we make passive of it? Can we make passive of it? Vanna, we can't make passive of it because this arrived as a, you know, intransitive verb. He arrived. What? Can we get an answer? Can we get an answer of it? Arrived. What?
Hmm.
Okay. So we have to put some other verb. They will they will have bought. They will have bought. Bought some mangoes, some books at the station. Now we got the subject, we got the object which can become object subject here. Some books will have been bought, bought at the station by them. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
They will have bought some books at the station. Some books will have been bought at the station by them. So yesterday we covered transitive and intransitive verbs. Whenever there is a intransitive verb, we cannot, generally passive form is not possible of it. Okay, so future perfect continuous is no passive. I hope you are with me. Okay, now one exercise for you. You have to do this exercise with me. Okay, now what you have to do, name the verbs in the following sentence and tell whether they are in active or in passive voice. Okay, first you have to decide whether they are active or passive, then we'll change it. Let's start from that. The cat caught the mouse. Is it active or passive?
Sir, active voice.
Active voice.
Very good, it is active. Okay, now make it, it's passive.
The mouse has been caught by the cat.
Okay, so
The mouse was caught by the cat.
uh, so
Sir, the mouse is caught by the cat.
my God, ठीक किया मैंने बेसिक से शुरू किया, लेकिन अभी बेसिक को भी उतने अच्छे से आपने नहीं समझा. एनीवे, आप देखो, सबसे पहले इतनी हड़बड़ाहट मत करो. डोंट बी इन हरी. फर्स्ट डिसाइड, ओके ओके, फर्स्ट डिसाइड व्हाट द टेंस ऑफ द सेंटेंस. सेंटेंस का टेंस कौन सा भाई? Once it is decided, then we can make it into transitive, sorry, passive tenses, right? हमने ये देखा, the cat caught the mouse, only second form of the verb is there. इसका मतलब है this is simple past, and simple past will take helping verb was verb. Okay, so the mouse was caught by the cat, right? We force the enemy to surrender. We force the enemy to surrender. Again, I should
Active voice.
active voice है. Akash, you tell me which tense is this?
Which tense?
Uh,
The simple past.
very good. Simple past है. Simple
Yes,
past.
sir.
We use was verb.
Was verb.
Okay. So the object enemy, the enemy, it will become the subject. The enemy
Was forced
Was forced.
the enemy was forced to surrender
by us.
by us. One thing also you should always remember, all the infinitives, all the gerunds, all the adverbs which are used by along with these objects, they will keep along with the objects only. Okay, they will stick to the object or subject with them. ऐसा नहीं करेंगे. The enemy was forced by us to surrender. Okay, the guests were entertained by the hospitality committee.
The passive.
Past tense है, simple past है. Come on, and this is passive. This is passive. और लगा है ना passive.
Yes,
तो,
sir.
हाँ तो okay. Now
The hospitality committee entertained the guests.
very good. The hospitality committee entertained the guests. ठीक है. आगे बढ़ो. The robber was caught.
Passive voice.
This is passive voice, obviously passive voice, but what they did, they they hit the by an object part of it. Right? Robber was caught by whom? By the police. Okay, so you have to start this when you want to turn it into active. Start with the police. But now active, change it to active.
The police caught the robber.
The police caught the robber. Very good. The boy made a paper boat.
Selective voice.
Active. Okay. Now change it.
A paper boat has been made. No. The paper
A
boat.
paper boat was made by the boy.
A paper boat was made by the boy. Huh? Very good. The shop was burned. Again in the sentence.
Passive voice.
Passive voice. But by an object is missing. That is understood. The shop was burned by the people, by hooligans, by people, by dacoits. You can imagine here in this situation, you can imagine any object. Then you can make it turn into a subject and start your active. Let us decide, okay.
Sir, by whom was shop burned?
No, not a question. It's okay. By whom was the shop burned? This is your question. Okay. The shop was burned by some antisocial elements. Either we can use by antisocial elements or by dacoits, by robbers. Here we can choose any of the object, right? So let us decide the robbers. डाकुओं ने दुकान जला दी. The robbers burned the shop. Okay, इसका पैसिव इसका एक्टिव होगा the robbers burned the shop. Okay, 7. The old man made a disturbance at the function.
Sir, active voice.
एक्टिव है और ये मेड है, सेकंड फॉर्म यूज हो रही है, तो
Yes,
सिंपल
sir.
पास्ट है, सिंपल पास्ट है, तो इसको चेंज करेंगे हम.
A disturbance was made by a old man. A disturbance at the function was made by a old man.
Very good. And I am happy you kept all these, entire phrase together. A disturbance at the function. Very good. The captive was tied to a tree. अब इसमें गायब है, मिसिंग है, by someone. Here you can use someone, somebody also. Okay. Also burned वाली sentence में we could have used someone, somebody. The captive was tied to a tree by police भी हो सकता है.
Sir, it is a passive voice.
हाँ.
Sir, the police tied the captive to a tree.
हाँ. The police tied the captive to a tree. The bird was killed by a cruel boy. The bird
Sir,
was
passive
killed.
voice.
Very good. Passive voice है.
A
ठीक है.
cruel boy
A
killed the
cruel
bird.
boy killed the bird.
Very good. Yeah, आपकी तो चालू हो गई. All the sentences, most of the sentences are in simple past. Okay. This is very basic. The unexpected clamor scared the horse.
The
The
horse
passive.
was scared by the unexpected clamor.
Yeah. Clamor. What is clamor? No, unbearable sound. बहुत ज़्यादा शोर शराबा जिसे कहते हैं. He is respected by all. He is respected by all. Active or passive?
Sir, passive.
हाँ, passive है, by all. ठीक है. Now turn it into active.
All respect him.
All
all
respected
respect
him.
him. All respect him.
Okay.
हाँ, आकाश यहाँ देखो, लिखो. Simple present. Simple present. We use is and are, right?
Okay, sir.
इसी तरह से. ये आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. And can you forward simple present हो गया. Okay. The building was inaugurated by the mayor.
Passive. Passive.
Passive. Okay.
The mayor inaugurated the building.
Very good. I see a dark mountain.
Passive.
Passive, huh?
No, sir. Active.
Active हो गया ना? I see a dark mountain.
Active.
Simple present.
A dark mountain is seen by me.
Is very good. A dark mountain is seen by me.
Yes,
Very
sir.
good. Okay. His command was quickly obeyed. His command was quickly
The
obeyed.
passive voice.
Passive. Okay. And by just imagine karo. Just imagine any object by
By his members, by his colleague.
by his members, by most of the time by his subordinates, by his staff. Okay, his command was quickly obeyed by soldiers. Oh, okay, so by soldiers. Okay, so now make it active.
The soldiers quickly obeyed his command.
Good. Some of the shipment had been damaged.
Passive.
Okay, this is passive. Now, by the mice, this is our subject. It will become
The mice damaged some of the shipment.
Some of the shipment.
The
Good.
mice had damaged some of the shipment.
Had damage, है ना? Had been, है ना? Had damaged. Right. This is the right answer. Nothing will be found by the police.
Sir, it's passive.
It's passive. Okay. Nothing will be found by the police. So passive will be
The police will found nothing.
the police will found nothing. Good. The dog ran after the stranger. It is in simple
Active.
past tense. The dog ran after the stranger. This is active. Make it passive. The stranger was ran after by the dog. Okay.
सर इस
This
सर ये वाला बता दीजिए एक बार और.
the stranger was ran after by the dog.
Ran after by the dog.
Ah,
Okay.
this message was posted last night.
Sir, passive.
Yes, this message was posted last night by someone. Huh? Someone. Someone. बताओ क्या होगा? Someone posted this message last night, last week. Okay. The field is plowed. The
Passive.
field is passive. The field is plowed by the farmer or by someone. Okay. The farmer.
The farmer
Plowed.
plowed the field.
The farmer plows the field. No? Plows.
Yes, sir. Is there.
Simple present, है ना? Right? The dog was cared for by the boy. The dog was cared.
Passive.
Passive. This is passive. Okay.
The boy cared the dog.
The boy care for the dog.
Cared for the dog. है ना? इसको
Yep.
हम cared for the dog. The cat drank all the milk.
Passive.
Sir, it's active.
Active.
Passive बनाओ. The milk को शुरू में रखेंगे. The milk. Second form है यानी past tense है, simple past है. And simple tense में simple past में we use was were. The milk was.
All the milk
All the milk
was drunk
was
by
the
cat.
cat.
Sorry, all the milk was.
Drunk.
Drunk by the cat.
Very good. This is second form, and third form would be drunk. A stone struck me on my head.
Active.
Active voice.
Okay, that's it.
I was struck by a stone on the head.
Yes, I was struck on the head by a stone. Okay. The old gentleman takes snuff.
Active.
Active.
The snuff was taken by the old gentleman.
Okay.
Sir, is taken by.
Oh, okay.
Is taken by.
Is
ना?
is.
Is taken by होगा ना?
Yes, sir.
Right? अच्छा. The wallet.
Sir, passive voice.
अच्छा. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us continue. Okay.